Imagine this. It's the pitch-black early hours of August 8, 1963. A Royal Mail train thunders through the English countryside, loaded with over £2.6 million in cash, equivalent to probably around £50 million to £70 million in today's money. Suddenly, the signals flash red. The driver stops, and out of the shadows emerge 15 hooded men, armed not with guns but with sheer audacity. In under 30 minutes, they vanish with the fortune of a lifetime. But here's the chilling twist. One insider's tip made it all possible, and his identity? It's never been confirmed. Who is he? And why did this daring heist leave a trail of tragedy, escapes, and millions still unrecovered? If you're hooked already, and trust me, you should be, stick around. In this episode of the True Crime Report, Cold Cases, you'll uncover the meticulous planning, the heart-pounding raid, the brutal aftermath, and the shadowy figures who slipped through the cracks. By the end, you'll understand why the Great Train Robbery isn't just a heist story. It's a puzzle with pieces still missing, challenging us to question. How did a ragtag gang outsmart Britain's finest, and what secrets died with them? Let's set the stage. Our central mystery: a gang of seasoned South London crooks, led by the enigmatic Bruce Reynolds, pulled off what many call the crime of the century. But at its heart was the Ulsterman, a shadowy postal insider who allegedly fed them goldmine details on the train's lucrative cargo. Was he a disgruntled employee seeking revenge on lax security, or something more sinister? His true name remains elusive. Bruce Reynolds and later Gordon Goody claimed it was Patrick McKenna, a Salford postman with no criminal ties, though this remains an unsubstantiated, hotly debated claim. This unanswered question fueled the heist and haunts it to this day. First piece of the puzzle: the planning. It all brewed over months in smoky London pubs and backroom deals. Reynolds, a charismatic thief with a taste for adventure, assembled his crew: Gordon Goody, the alleged mastermind; Buster Edwards, the affable enforcer; Charlie Wilson, the silent powerhouse; and specialists like Roy James, the racing driver turned wheelman, and Roger Corddry, the signal tampering specialist. They roped in the South Coast Raiders: Tommy Wisby, Bob Welch, Jim Hussey, pros at train jobs; Ronnie Biggs, he was the wild card, tasked with recruiting a retired train driver codenamed Pops or Stan Agate. And don't forget numbers 1, 2, and 3. Possibly Harry Smith, Danny Pembroke, and a mystery man. Their blueprint? Hijack the overnight Glasgow to London mail train on the West Coast Main Line. Insider intel from the Ulsterman, funneled through solicitor's clerk Brian Field, revealed the high-value packages coach would be bursting after a bank holiday weekend. Up to £3 million in unmarked notes. No alarms on the reserve carriage that night? A fatal oversight. The gang rehearsed, scouted, and even practiced on mock setups. But whispers of uncertainty linger. Was the Ulsterman acting alone, or part of a bigger betrayal? We'll circle back to that. Now, the raid itself, the heist that stopped a nation. At 3 a.m., near Sears Crossing in Buckinghamshire, the gang blacks out a green signal with a glove and powers a red one via battery. Veteran driver Jack Mills, 58, halts his English electric locomotive D326. His second man, 26-year-old David Whitby, phones the signalman, only to find cut lines. Before he can react, robbers swarm. Mills is coshed from behind, semi-conscious, his head bloodied. Whitby, overpowered trackside. They uncouple the front two carriages and chug half a mile to Berdego Bridge, now meant more bridge, under duress, with the injured Mills at the controls. Pops, the hired driver, freezes on the unfamiliar diesel beast. He's sent packing to load bags instead. Inside the HVP coach, postal workers like Frank Deworst and Thomas Kett put up a fight, coshed down, handcuffed with Mills and Whitby forced face down. No shots fired, but the violence? Brutal and unnecessary. In a frenzy of human chains, they haul 120 of 128 mailbags, 2.5 tons of £1, £5, and 10-shilling notes, into an Austin Lodestar truck, flanked by decoy Land Rovers. 15 minutes flat. As they peel out, a robbed sorter hitches a ride on a goods train to raise the alarm. They've stolen the train. Police radios crackle with disbelief. The gang? They melt into the night, hearts pounding, fortune secured. But wait, was that Kosh blow on Mills the shocking pivot? Stick with me, the real gut punch is coming. Piece 3: The Frantic Getaway. Twisting through backroads tuned to police VHF, they hit Leatherslade Farm, a rundown hideout 27 miles away, bought via Lenny Field for £5,000. By 4:30 a.m., they divided the haul into roughly equal shares and paid helpers smaller drinks sums. Monopoly with real money? Fingerprints on the board would doom them. But panic sets in. Assorters don't move for 30 minutes, tip narrows the search to a 30-mile radius. Cops fan out. The gang bolts early, torching the farm, or so they think. Brian Field's man flakes. The site stays intact, a forensic gold mine. Enter the manhunt, a dragnet that gripped Britain. Aylesbury's Malcolm Futrell leads on site. Scotland Yard's Tommy Butler, the Grey Fox, unleashes his elite six-man squad. Frank Williams, Jack Slipper, and more. Tip-offs flood in. A herdsman spots the farm August 13th. Inside, the truck repainted yellow, mail sacks, even a German hotel receipt tying back to the fields. Prints match 18 names. Photos plaster headlines. Cordry falls first in Bournemouth, hiding with innocent Bill Bowell, whose 24-year sentence later sparks miscarriage cries. He died in jail of cancer in 1970. Woods yield £100,900 in dumped loot fingering Brian Field. Weeder, his boss, crumbles next. Slipper nabs James, Biggs, Hussey and Daly. But shocks mount. Daly walks free at trial, his prints only on that Monopoly set, alibi intact. The judge buys it, Butler fumes. And now, the dramatic heartstopper you've been waiting for. The escapes that mocked the law. Charlie Wilson blasts out of Winson Green Prison in 1964 via a three-man break-in, unprecedented, uncaptured. He jets to Paris for a facelift, then Montreal as Ronald Alloway, golfing with elites till Butler bags him in 1968. Biggs scales Wandsworth's 30-foot wall on a ladder-dropped van in 1965, fleeing to Australia, then Rio, untouchable under no extradition rules and a Brazilian son. He taunts Britain for 36 years, strokes riddled, till a 2001 pint of bitter homecoming lands him back inside. Released compassionately in 2009, he dies unrepentant in 2013. White vanishes for 3 years, blending like a ghost. Edwards returns voluntarily in 66. Reynolds, last caught in 68, quips the harsh sentences sparked armed robberies. The trial? A 51-day spectacle at Aylesbury Assizes. 30 years apiece for 7 ringleaders. Sordid violence inspired by vast greed. Thunders Justice Edmund Davies. Appeals shave some time. Bowell and Fields get partial justice. But the human toll? Devastating. Mills, coshed senseless, suffers lifelong trauma headaches, returns to light duties, dies of leukemia in 1970 at 57. Though his death was medically from leukemia, his family and many others believed the brutal assault contributed to his decline. He was never the same. Whitby, assaulted young, hearts out at 34 in 72. Postal staff scarred forever. And the money? Only a few £100,000 recovered. Pembroke, possibly Mills' attacker, deals £47,245 back via Williams for immunity, a controversial phone box drop that irked brass. The rest? Vanished into shadows, fueling speculation, hidden fortunes, buried secrets. In the end, the Great Train Robbery fades not as triumph, but tragedy, a heist that shattered lives, exposed flaws and birthed legends. Reynolds dies in 2013 reflective. The notoriety was an albatross. Goody, claiming McKenna as Ulsterman, passes in 2016. Welch, last survivor, bows out in 2023. Cold case echoes. Who really was the Ulsterman? Did Mills' true assailant, Hussey's deathbed claim, or Pembroke escape justice? The bridge stands renamed, a plaque honors Mills, but questions linger, inviting us to dig deeper. What do you think? Was the Ulsterman a hero or a traitor? Drop your theories in the comments. If this gripped you, smash that like button, subscribe for more Unsolved chills, and hit the bell. Before you go, dive into our True Crimes in England playlist, from the Harold Shipman case to Jack the Ripper. It's your gateway to Britain's darkest tales. Links below. Thanks for watching the True Crime Report. Cold cases, stay curious, stay safe. See you in the shadows.